CBN White House correspondent Eric Phillips joins us now. Eric, Biden's approval rating on crime is struggling.
Well, John and Jenna, it definitely is. According to an ABC News Washington Post poll recently released, just 38% of Americans approve of how Biden is handling crime in this country. It is a perception that the administration is keenly aware of, and a major reason why the president called police chiefs, mayors, and other stakeholders together for a meeting today at the White House.
Bullets have been flying with people dying at an increased rate across the country, starting in April of last year to this very moment, and it's ranged in scope. Sadly, just last month, 16-year-old standout high school student Cassius Conglay was shot to death in Northwest D.C. 2 months before, multiple people killed when a gunman opened fire at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. The list goes on. The president says his strategy has multiple prongs.
Our strategy provides including funding for law enforcement through the American Rescue Plan for states, cities, and to be able to hire police and pay them overtime in order to advance community policing.
So what you're seeing is an overall rough time for human beings in this world. And rough times have a tendency to express themselves in theft and substance abuse of all types and crime.
Mike Jones is a retired police chief and public safety expert who's been in policing for 45 years. He says the uptick is not surprising.
You have a really hot summer in a really crowded city that's afflicted with a lot of poverty, and what are you going to have? We've just got people who are taking advantage of lax enforcement, less police officers, and people who are more afraid to report.
Jones says with the pandemic leaving some 20 million people out of work and businesses closed, the tension of society's problems is escalating. Plus, there's another problem within policing ranks.
The problems with retention are the worst I've ever seen. The problems with recruiting are the worst I've ever seen.
The president saying more, not less, police are needed, and he hopes to address that along with partners. Another key factor, gun control.
Stemming the flow of firearms used to commit violent crimes. It includes the Justice Department creating 5 new strike forces to crack down on illegal gun trafficking.
And Mike Jones told me he is in favor of refunding, not defunding the police. Now, among those taking part in today's roundtable, Eric Adams, who recently won the Democratic primary to become the next mayor of New York City. Now, he is against defunding the police, and that may serve as a clear signal that the defund the police strategy is a loser at the polls. Jenna and John.